Hello, hello. There are fires breaking out in Maui. It says first responders are describing an apocalyptic scene in Lahaina where residents are apparently forced to jump into the harbor waters to avoid fast-moving flames from a wind-warped brush fire that's raged for hours and destroyed several structures. So I'm gonna let the news clip from Hawaii News Now play, and I'm gonna pull cards while it plays, and then we'll see what to look into afterwards based off of what happens there. Oh, okay. So weird science, abuse, neglect, and secret space program. Kidnapped and success in reverse. Weird science. Secret space program. I think that's saying it's obvious that this is something that's not just like a natural thing. Success in reverse and kidnap. Success in reverse, hands tied, because they're saying that first responders are having a hard time getting to the people. That's this. Success, hands tied. What do you want me to do? I can't get there. Abuse and neglect. This is like the preview of we need to show what happens when we can't get to certain people during disasters, allegedly, my opinion, no facts. What happens when we can't get to people? For when everything is underwater and we can't get to people?
Multiple structures have burned, and in Lahaina, people escaped the flames
Moving.
and smoke by fleeing into the ocean.
Now, weary fire crews are scrambling to keep the flames from spreading, but the winds are not letting up.
Meantime, evacuations have pushed countless people from their homes. Communications are down, and emergency agencies are struggling to keep up.
Too much.
This is breaking news.
It's breaking news across the state tonight, but on Maui, it appears a fire crisis is unfolding as we speak.
The county confirms several active fires on the island, including a big blaze in Lahaina. We have
nothing that can be
just
done.
in. Take a look at this.
Money in reverse. It's all about money. Showing
There as the flames rip.
Showing power and control.
There as the flames rip through that tight collection of businesses on Front Street. A county spokesperson confirms that an unknown number of people were forced to run into the ocean after being overwhelmed by flames and smoke.
Nowhere to go.
The Coast Guard deployed several boats and picked people up from the harbor and took them to safer places.
We're told that fire continues tonight. We just got off the phone with Mr. Dakar.
Regret, is this fire bigger than what they anticipated it being when they started it? Didn't mean for it to go that big.
Who witnessed this horrific fire.
Had to evacuate
Fear.
because of that fire. I just got to Honolulu, so I have service. That's why it just got posted. So that was this afternoon around probably 4:30 in bright sunshine, full blue sky, but you couldn't tell from that video. That was taken from Front Street, right near the corner of Dickinson, which is...
Not he's a fraud. The fact that what is going on is being done for a fraudulent reason. Snakes exposed.
Looking down at the main business district in Lahaina, and buildings on both sides were engulfed. I think on the right, the building that you see where the second story balcony is completely in flames, I think that's where Lahaina Pizza Company is. That might be Lahaina Loft, but I think...
Lion Peace Company, Deep State in reverse, the opposite of
the buildings towards
peace,
the end
opposite
of
of...
that row right before the ocean walk were completely engulfed. And I have another picture where you see the sign just suddenly burst into flames, and you realize it's like the fire just shoots out. And there were no fire trucks at that point. I think the fire department was already overwhelmed with other fires nearby. And it's amazing because this is the main, that is the most important business street on Maui.
Real news.
Heartbreaking videos you just saw as Mr. Dakar described the flames destroying a historic stretch of Lahaina. And people have been posting pictures and videos like this.
She said it's restoring historic structures as the work card came out. That was part of the plan. That was what was supposed to go down. Because history is being erased. Because history is being erased.
On social media, but information has been scarce because emergency agencies are in full response mode, scrambling from one scene to another. People have described the scene to us as chaotic and stressful. This appears to have stemmed from a brush fire this morning that was 100% contained in Lahaina.
The hidden key. This stems from a brush fire this morning that was 100% contained. Hidden key. Why is it not contained? It's an inside job.
It flared up again this afternoon, blocking the highway and many other roads.
It was contained.
The Lahaina Civic Center
and then flared up again
as a shelter, but any more specific details are hard to come by tonight because the authorities are telling us
being prepared for generations.
And there's yet another fire burning in northeast Kihei. This one began this evening. Residents estimate it's about 1.5 miles from the Kamalani
to destroy the mental health of the residents.
Homestead. And we have a report of another fire that popped up in about the past hour in Wailuku. We're still getting details on that. Again, the county is scrambling to keep up right now. And
contained, restart.
Information is hard to come by. The governor's office issued an emergency proclamation earlier today, freeing up funding and activating the National Guard to help out.
Both the state National and Guard to help out are fully activated, but the situation is
the National Guard to help out. That's the pieces coming together. That is the plan. Start all these fires, get all this chaos, boom. We need to have martial law of some sort. Manipulate. It's all part of the plan. And this is the pieces coming together. Even the aliens, all part of the plan. This one.
We're near under control. We turn now to our Chelsea Davis live in Ma'alaya, which is as close as she could get to the Lahaina scene. Chelsea.
Close as she could get.
Yeah, he talked about information hard to come by, but just minutes ago, they actually did send out new information to us. I'm going to just read it because it literally just came in minutes ago. As I mentioned, Mayor Richard Bisson has issued an emergency proclamation in response to this fire. The American Red Cross has opened Maui High School as an evacuation center, and Wahikuli residents in West Maui, they are also evacuated right now. The Coast Guard has been responding to impacted areas where residents are entering the ocean due to smoke and fire conditions. Individuals were transported by the Coast Guard to safe areas. Now, they also tell us that a firefighter who is responding to the West Maui fire has experienced smoke inhalation and was taken to the Maui Memorial Medical Center, but he is in stable condition right now. Honopi'ilani Highway remains open, outbound traffic only.
Going against your own people, perverting the systems of your own people. The air is now unsafe to breathe. And we didn't believe that those who were supposed to be watching out for us would actually do something like that until we saw it with our own eyes. Because there's no way you can look at 3 fires starting at the same time, one of them being contained and then restarting later in the day. Intergalactic travel, it's all part of the plan. Everything is going to start coming together. The aliens, the pollution, the train derailments, the war, the this, the that, it's all part of one plan. And it's starting to get close enough where if you look at it in that way, you can start to see the pieces of the plan that fit together. It's like a puzzle on a table, and we've been working on this corner over here, the middle over here, this over here. Well, we have enough to put it together now. And they're gonna have some explaining to do, because there's things that shouldn't align with each other. Why do they go together? Why is all this timing fitting together so perfectly? Oh, that's why. Operation Mockingbird, government-controlled media.
And more should expect heavy traffic. They said water buffaloes containing drinking water are located at the Kula Fire Station, Kula Community Center, Rice Park, and Crater Road. The county has requested for National Guard support. Multiple evacuation orders are in place. Structure damages have occurred, but again, no details on the extent of what those damages exactly are. Again, the American Red Cross staffing emergency shelters at Kihei Community Center, Lahaina Civic Center.
They need to get certain people feeling like they have power over certain people. It's basically, you know how the government has power over all the people, right? I mean, I shouldn't do that because they do. They have power over all the people that we give them. Anyway, but they have power over all the people. And it's almost like they need to create a layer of people who think they have a layer of power over the other people, right? So there needs to be basically replicating how the government has power over us. They need to replicate a group of people who have power over another group of people, right? Because they need to quickly knock out one group and have them have no power. And then they need to regain their power over said group that had power over the other people. Yeah.
And in Pukalani at the Hannibal Tavares Community Center, pet owners are utilizing those shelters. They say they do need to have those pets properly restrained. Now, we mentioned that here I'm the closest that I can get to West Maui, and the safest place.
The pets can't even breathe outside. So then the animals that are livestock and living outside cannot breathe. That's a problem. I don't think we quite understand. I mean, we think about it, we talk about it, but do we really understand the repercussions of if all of the livestock gets knocked out in one sweep because the entire air is too polluted to breathe? It doesn't take very long for that to happen. Missing piece revealed. How do we rebuild from something like that? One fail sweep, air's polluted for a week, we lose everything that's outside. If there's all these fires, all this pollution in the air, and then there comes a storm that shakes it around like a giant mixer, Houston, we have a big problem. And it's all about money. It's to get all the money. It's to get us depending on them. Because just like if we lose all the livestock, if everyone's in the same boat and just financially absolutely screwed, guess what the solution is? We'll help you, we'll save you. You can all have allowances. One world currency. You can all have accounts. And it's going to be based off of you following the rules that we want you to follow. If you follow the rules that we want you to follow, you can have money and do what you want. But if you don't, good luck making it on your own. Don't try and go get some livestock and start a farm, because there's not going to be them. There's not going to be them. This is all part of a bigger plan, and until we start looking at it as that, and if we continue to look at these things as separate and, oh, well, it could just be global warming, oh, well, it could just be kids starting a fire, oh, well, it could be this and that, guess what is happening to our air? And it's hurricane season now. Just started, I believe. If you take certain sections of air that are very polluted and throw in a nice old big hurricane with weather manipulated tornadoes like we've never seen before, that not only swirl the air this way, but also swirl the air this way, you're effectively taking condensed poisonous air and spreading it just enough everywhere so that everywhere is just a little bit too poisonous to go outside. Then they don't need the fires, because once the hurricane happens, we don't really need the fires anymore. That's why it's timed this way going into fall and winter, because they're almost done with that part. They've gotten it all in the air. Now we need the storm coming out of the woods. Now we need the storm. The calm before the storm. These look like a bunch of tornadoes too. We're talking about mixing the air. Until we start seeing this for what it is and looking at it, allegedly my opinion, as part of a bigger plan, we're going to run into a problem when we realize that it was all in front of our face the entire time. Because it's not natural for this to be happening. This isn't the earth punishing us. This is what people are doing to the earth that we're seeing. Real information. What people are doing to the earth. Be right back.
I can be. I'm in Ma'alaya, where police are not letting anyone through. They're not letting anyone to the west side of the island because it is not safe. Authorities are asking people to stay off of the roads completely, stay indoors. Now, occasionally,
something coming through, some evil.
People fleeing the area, cars, a trail of cars leaving West Maui.
Nobody through.
Residents, visitors, just anybody trying to get to safer ground. Again, the two fires active right now, West Maui as well as Olinda Road between Kula and
Distraction
Mapulau,
from.
and this huge one in Lahaina. The one in Olinda broke out shortly after midnight. The other brush fire in West Maui was reported near Lahaina.
So it broke out after midnight. So it's definitely not from like the sun or the heat, right?
On a road at around 6:30 this morning. Now, we spoke with the mother who tells us her son is a boarder at Lahaina Luna High School. She says they're evacuated out of West Maui completely.
So we all went on social media, started looking all around.
They're evacuated out completely, and we got Epstein Island evacuated completely. Evacuated completely. It's to distract from everything else that's going on, the timing of everything. Oh, I didn't include that in the timing that I was talking about before. The legal proceedings and everything going on in that regard, it's the timing. It's all female in reverse. Yeah, confirmation, right? Yeah.
Got news reports saying that there was a power outage, and not knowing that there was a fire right below the school.
At first, they were saying that it was going to Lahaina Civic
God's
Center,
plan.
but
What
there
he
was
allows
no way in, no way
to be
out,
exposed.
due to down power lines and everything. So we got confirmation that they were heading out to Maui High School, to the Genizzo parking lot.
And this is video from the Kahului Airport. You can see part of that roof has ripped off of the Avis Budget Rent-A-Car building because of the extremely strong winds Maui is experiencing. And the Coast Guard, we mentioned, has been deployed to help those people who were in the water trying to escape the flames and the smoke. Again, back out here live in Ma'alaya, authorities are asking people to stay off of the road, stay indoors, let emergency crews handle this emergency situation.
Betraying your own country.
They will let us know when the all clear.
As she said, stay indoors. We got betraying your own country. They're trying to keep us from being outside, forcing us inside, and then there's going to be some perfectly timed break in the internet.
Is given, but as of right now,
It's a reset.
everyone is asked to stay inside. Reporting live in Ma'alaya, I'm Chelsea Davis for Hawaii News Now.
Thank you very much, Chelsea. And now to the multiple brush fires still burning along the Kohala coast on the Big Island.
Kwanipule Highway still closed between mile markers 6 and 17 after a fire burned about 1,800 acres there. Fire crews are still
They're
battling
stealing the
flare-ups near the
oxygen.
Mauna
They're
Kea
stealing
and
the
Hapuna
abundance.
beach areas. Evacuations are in effect for guests at the North Fairways at Mauna Kea and the villas at Mauna Kea. Those at the resort are sheltering in place. EMS is on site providing care. Meantime, the Federal Emergency Management Agency tonight just approved the state's request for a disaster declaration. This allows for the use of federal funds to cover firefighting costs.
On Oahu, gusty winds also fueled a brush fire in Waipio, brought down trees, and triggered power outages.
Our Giovanni Martinez continues our team coverage tonight.
Typically,
I really think that the one fire that's really big, I don't think it was supposed to get as big as it was. That's almost like why there was like a lull in it stopping and restarting. Because it's stopping and restarting doesn't look good for them, right? It doesn't look good if it completely stopped and restarted. I don't think that was supposed to happen, and I think whatever caused it to restart got too big. It's almost like they started it and were like, okay, this isn't the area to do this, let's do it somewhere else, and they went and started in the other areas, allegedly, in my opinion, or somehow they just magically all started at the same time, maybe the magical fire fairy. Anyway, I think there was an accident. I think something accidentally, it got too big or something. War. Huh. What I'm getting as an example is the bridge in Ukraine. When I said it was like when you get your friend to push you down the steps so you can be like, oh, they pushed me down the steps and get attention. Kind of like that, but like opposite, I guess. Almost, just like a little bug. Almost like, almost like if you know someone's doing something to self-sabotage and you're like, oh yeah, watch this, and you go and like do it the same thing that they're doing, but like worse. It feels like that. Yeah, dating in reverse, like a separation. Like, I can't believe you're doing this. If you're gonna do this, I wanna let you know that I know that you're doing this, and I want you to know that it's me because it's gonna be worse than the ones that you're doing. Affluent, yeah. Someone with like power, or someone with power, or someone that wanted power, or someone that wanted to be like, haha, I see you, you know I see you, and now I made you look worse because what are you gonna do? Say that one was us and all the other ones were you? Go ahead, good luck. No one's gonna believe you. Evil exposed. So this is what I think, allegedly my opinion. I think some of these were started intentionally, like an inside job for part of a bigger purpose, but I think somebody caught wind of this happening, went in and started a bigger one so that the people who were starting them would have to explain what they were doing or cover it up worse. Oh, Pizzagate in reverse, yeah. Conspiracy exposed, basically. Free, yeah, exposed, released. Untrapped. So it seems like inside job that was made worse by someone on the outside that found out about it and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna expose you by doing what you're doing but worse because the other ones are already up and going, and watch this. Let's see what else is on the news.
Trade winds back down in the evening, but not tonight. The hurricane spinning to our south off Diamond Head will keep this stiff breeze going for tomorrow, and there's already plenty to clean up. About 50 acres burnt near the artillery range at Central Oahu Regional Park in Waipio. High winds made it tough for fire.
The ultimate plan is everything falling in at once. This is another shovel of dirt in the plan.
Fighters to get the brush fire under control. They couldn't fly their helicopter.
It was hard stopping this fire just because of the high winds. Every time we knock a section down,
winds, heat, storms, fires,
again, so
government falling apart.
Back to the same area multiple times.
Over in Kalihi, residents were worried about a house fire spreading through
Mind
their
control
neighborhood.
exposed.
There's just like whiffs of like huge black smoke in the
You
flames
need us.
all up in
You have
the
no
sky.
other
Like,
option but
it
to
was
need
crazy.
us.
The winds were very strong and the fire kicked up really quickly and we saw flames. It was really scary. We had chicken skin and we were just hoping that everybody was okay.
In Manoa Valley, high winds took down a utility
The situation
pole,
is one that you
leaving
wouldn't be
hundreds
jealous to be
without
in. It's a
power
bad
for
situation. It's a
hours.
hopeless
The street
situation.
came crashing down on Makiki Heights Drive in Honolulu, barely missing drivers.
We were this close to being, having the roof of the car caved in from the tree. I mean, it was
was a shocking moment.
In East Oahu, the big surf knocked down a 39-year-old woman and 12-year-old boy at Makapu'u tide pools at around 10:40
I think this is
this
just
morning.
like
With the emergency for joining.
Infrastructure problems. Absolutely, a hurricane would definitely exacerbate that significantly.
Jolani Martinez, Hawaii News Now.
saying the quiet part out
Joining us
loud.
live via Zoom is Maui County spokeswoman Mahina Martin. Thank you so much for joining us tonight,
I think that's it.
Mahina.
Is there anything else we should know? Yes. Okay, what? Distraction. Yeah, it's all a distraction from what's going on. Oh, so basically something is about to happen, like big political. Yeah, this is like, everybody look over here so we can fix this over here. It's like we need to make an adjustment behind the scenes, but the in front of the scenes adjustment that comes because of that, we need everyone to be distracted so they don't see it coming in when it comes in. Real info, yeah. Is there anything else? Oh, the prescription, there's going to be some kind of prescription shortage, and that's another part of the distraction, but it's like that comes after air quality and like buildings and stuff start to get damaged from, I guess they're saying high winds. Yes, everything coming together. Partner in crime. It feels like that's coming semi soon though. It's gonna kind of like seem like it's not, and then out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, alive, yeah. Alive makes me feel like after some kind of storm. It's like the major storm that comes after that, like comes to life. After that is when there's that drug shortage. Yeah, fall from grace. Unable to get what's due to you, your royalties, your royalties, what confirmation. Scared the crap out of me, but confirmation. Oh, I had the volume all the way up because we were listening to the news thing. I think that's it. Is that it? Yes. Serial killer. All right. Yeah, please remember this is an energy reading. It is all alleged, my opinion, not fact. My opinion. Have a good day.